For 3,000 years, Egypt ruled the ancient world with impossible monuments, god-kings, and science far ahead of its time. Yet almost overnight, it collapsed. How did the mightiest dynasty on earth turn to desert dust? Stay with me, because the answer rewrites everything we thought we knew. Its monuments soared skyward, reaching for the heavens, while armies marched across endless deserts, and ships sailed the Nile, returning with treasures and wonders from distant, mysterious lands. Egypt was built on a cosmic scale, a civilization that stood as a testament to human ambition, creativity, and ingenuity, unmatched in its grandeur and vision. The Egyptians gazed at the stars, charting their movements with astonishing precision. They invented writing, developed mathematics, and pioneered medicine, all while much of the world remained shrouded in myth and mystery. Their kingdom was a mirror of the heavens, a reflection of cosmic order on earth, destined, at least in their eyes, to last forever. But forever is a long time, and even the mightiest empires are not immune to the passage of centuries. How could such a mighty empire, one that survived droughts, invasions, and the test of millennia, fall so suddenly and so completely? The story of Egypt is not just about kings, gods, and treasures, but about the delicate, ever-shifting balance between humanity and the forces of nature that sustained them. To truly understand Egypt's astonishing rise and its eventual fall, we must return to the very source of its power, the mighty Nile. The secret to Egypt's greatness was written in the stars above and delivered by the earth itself, a cosmic connection that shaped every aspect of their world. Each year, the annual flooding of the Nile, heralded by the rising of the brilliant star Sirius, brought life-giving silt, renewed the land, and ensured bountiful harvests for the people. The Nile was not just a river, it was Egypt's cosmic artery, pumping life into the heart of the desert, sustaining a civilization that would inspire awe for millennia to come. For centuries, the Nile Valley was divided, Upper Egypt in the south, Lower Egypt in the north. Two worlds, two crowns, often at odds. But around 3100 BCE, a southern king named Narmer changed everything. Narmer united the two lands, creating the world's first nation-state. The Narmer palette shows him wearing both crowns, symbolizing his rule over a unified Egypt. This was more than conquest, it was the birth of a nation. Narmer established a centralized government, a new capital at Memphis, and became the first pharaoh. The unification was seen as a triumph of order over chaos, a reflection of the creation of the universe itself. The pharaoh's duty was to uphold Ma'at, truth, justice, and balance. This powerful ideology gave the pharaoh immense authority, mobilizing the population for grand projects. Egypt was now poised for an age of monumental ambition. The stage was set for the age of pyramids. With Egypt unified and prosperous, the pharaohs of the Old Kingdom turned their gaze to eternity. They saw themselves as living gods, their afterlife essential for the nation's stability. To secure their journey to the stars, they needed more than tombs. They needed resurrection machines, pyramids. The pyramid's shape symbolized the primeval mound rising from chaos, a stairway to the heavens. The Great Pyramid of Giza, built for Khufu, is the ultimate example. 2.3 million stone blocks, aligned with the cardinal points. Contrary to myth, these were not built by slaves, but by skilled Egyptian workers during the flood season. Building pyramids required unprecedented organization, accelerating advances in mathematics, astronomy, and engineering. The pyramids were more than tombs. They forged the Egyptian state and solidified the pharaoh's divine authority. They were messages in stone, declaring Egypt's place among the gods. The age of the pyramid builders defined Egypt's golden era. Their legacy endures as a symbol of human ambition. Behind every great king stood a greater mind, Imhotep, vizier to Pharaoh Djoser. Imhotep was not just an advisor, he was a visionary whose intellect shaped the very foundations of ancient Egypt. His influence reached far beyond the royal court, touching every aspect of Egyptian society. Imhotep revolutionized architecture by stacking mastabas to create the step pyramid at Saqqara, the first monumental stone structure in history. This bold innovation marked a turning point, transforming simple tombs into awe-inspiring monuments that would stand for millennia. This leap required new techniques in quarrying and construction, setting the stage for future wonders like the Great Pyramid. Imhotep's methods inspired generations of builders, and his legacy can be seen in every stone laid by those who followed. Imhotep was also a legendary physician, later worshipped as the god of medicine. His reputation for healing and wisdom grew so great that he became a symbol of knowledge and compassion throughout Egypt. The Edwin Smith Papyrus, likely inspired by his work, is a practical medical manual, diagnosing injuries and offering rational treatments. It stands as one of the earliest scientific documents, showing a methodical approach to medicine that was rare for its time. Egyptian science extended beyond medicine. They developed advanced mathematics, a 365-day calendar, and meticulous record-keeping. Their ability to measure, calculate, and organize was essential for managing the Nile's floods and building their vast monuments. Their calendar, based on the sun and Sirius, influenced the one we use today. By observing the heavens, they could predict the seasons and plan their agricultural cycles with remarkable accuracy. Egyptians valued observation and reason, not just superstition. Their scholars and scribes carefully recorded what they saw, laying the groundwork for future discoveries and a tradition of inquiry. Imhotep's legacy is the dawn of the scientific mind in Egypt. He showed that knowledge, creativity, and logic could shape the world and improve lives. This culture of innovation fueled their monumental achievements, allowing Egypt to rise as a beacon of progress and ingenuity in the ancient world. The world of Imhotep was one where knowledge shaped destiny, and every discovery opened new possibilities for civilization. Egypt's embrace of science set it apart from its contemporaries, making it a center of learning and innovation that inspired others across the ancient world. Their curiosity and ingenuity echo through history, reminding us that the pursuit of knowledge is a legacy that endures. Egypt's power was built not just on stone, but on words and ideas. Hieroglyphs, sacred carvings, recorded stories, rituals, and knowledge for eternity. Writing enabled a complex bureaucracy and the transmission of culture. For daily life, Egyptians used hieratic and demotic scripts, writing on papyrus, the ancient world's paper. They documented everything: laws, literature, science, and stories like the tale of Sinuhe. Egypt's mastery of information paralleled its mastery of trade. During the New Kingdom, Egypt became the hub of a vast international network. Pharaohs like Hatshepsut prioritized commerce, sending expeditions to Punt and returning with gold, incense, and exotic goods. Gold from Nubia funded temples, armies, and diplomacy with other great powers. Letters from Amarna reveal a world of interconnected kings, with Egypt as the economic superpower of the late Bronze Age. Words and wealth made Egypt the heart of an ancient global network. For over 1,000 years, Egypt's religious traditions were a bedrock of stability, shaping every aspect of daily life, from the grandest ceremonies to the humblest household rituals. The gods were everywhere, their presence woven into the very fabric of society. But in the 14th century BCE, Pharaoh Amenhotep IV, who would later rename himself Akhenaten, launched a radical revolution that would shake Egypt to its core. He declared the sun disk Aten as the one true god, shutting down the old temples, silencing the priests, and moving the capital to a brand new city, Akhetaten, now known as Amarna. This was the world's first known experiment in monotheism, upending not just religion, but also the politics, society, and even the art of Egypt. The changes were dramatic and far-reaching. The art of the Amarna period became surreal and intimate, showing the royal family in ways never seen before: tender, human, and vulnerable, a stark break from the rigid traditions of the past. Akhenaten's revolution, however, was deeply unpopular, especially with the powerful priesthood who lost their influence and wealth, and with ordinary Egyptians who felt cut off from their familiar gods. After his death, the old gods and temples were swiftly restored, and Akhenaten's memory was deliberately erased from history, his monuments defaced and his name omitted from king lists. His successor, the young boy king Tutankhaten, changed his name to Tutankhamun, signaling a return to the old ways and the restoration of Egypt's ancient traditions. Tutankhamun's reign marked the return to tradition, the reopening of temples, and the undoing of Akhenaten's heresy, bringing comfort and stability back to the people. The brief experiment in monotheism faded into the sands of time, but its shockwaves lingered for generations, leaving a legacy of both caution and curiosity. Egypt's resilience was tested by this upheaval, but in the end, tradition prevailed, and the old gods reclaimed their place in the hearts of the people. Ironically, the Golden Boy's tomb, untouched for millennia, would one day make him the most famous pharaoh of all, his treasures dazzling the modern world. Egypt's story continued, shaped by both revolution and restoration, a civilization forever marked by the boldness of its heretic king and the legacy of its Golden Boy. After the Amarna turmoil, Egypt found stability under Ramses II, Ramses the Great. He reigned for 67 years, built colossal monuments, and became a symbol of Egyptian power. His reign was marked by conflict with the Hittites, culminating in the Battle of Kadesh. Though the battle was indecisive, Ramses claimed victory in grand style. Realizing endless war was futile, Ramses and the Hittite king forged the world's first known peace treaty. The Treaty of Kadesh established a lasting alliance, sealed by royal marriage. This era marked the high point of Egypt's new kingdom, stability through diplomacy, not just war. Egypt and the Hittites coexisted in peace and prosperity, but beyond their borders a storm was gathering. The international order was about to be shattered. Egypt's golden age was nearing its end. Around 1200 BCE, catastrophe struck the eastern Mediterranean, the late Bronze Age collapse. The Sea Peoples, mysterious maritime raiders, swept through, destroying cities and toppling empires. The Hittite Empire vanished, Ugarit burned, and chaos reigned. Only Egypt stood firm, repelling the Sea Peoples in epic battles under Ramses III. Victory came at a cost. Egypt's treasury was drained, trade networks collapsed, and the empire shrank. Internally, Egypt faced crop failures, inflation, and the world's first recorded labor strikes. The pharaoh's authority weakened and the country fractured. The age of empire was over. Egypt entered a long decline. The gods of the Nile no longer guaranteed prosperity. Egypt survived, but as a shadow of its former self. The ancient order had crumbled, and a new era of uncertainty began. For the next 1,000 years, Egypt was ruled by foreign powers: Libyans, Nubians, Assyrians, Persians. The age of native pharaohs faded. Egypt became a prize for empires. In 332 BCE, Alexander the Great arrived, welcomed as a liberator and crowned pharaoh. After his death, Ptolemy founded a Greek dynasty, ruling from Alexandria, a new center of learning and culture. The last Ptolemaic ruler was Cleopatra VII, a brilliant and ambitious queen. She sought to restore Egypt's independence through alliances with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. Their challenge to Rome ended in defeat at the Battle of Actium. Facing capture, Cleopatra and Antony took their own lives. Octavian, soon Augustus, annexed Egypt as his personal province, the breadbasket of Rome. The 3,000-year-old story of pharaonic Egypt ended. The gods of the Nile fell silent, their temples crumbled. Yet Egypt's legacy, its science, art, and audacity lives on. It remains a timeless echo of a world that once touched eternity. If Egypt's epic saga blew your mind, smash that like button like a pharaoh's warhammer, subscribe and comment which ancient secret you want uncovered next. Greek civilization or the Indus civilization? Your vote builds our next pyramid of knowledge.